Hey guys, how you doing?
Good morning.
Hi. Good morning.
How's everything going?
Doing good.
Going good? Good. I'm right.
Very
I'm getting
good.
ready for a vacation, and I just berated our staff to get health insurance forms in. So
Yay.
let's talk health insurance.
Perfect
Let's
time to
do it.
talk about health insurance and different between high deductible and non-high deductible plans and what comes with it.
Yeah, yeah. So our firm offers a couple different plans. We have some high deductible plans and some not. With federal regulation, they changed to the kind of metal standards, right? The gold, silver, bronze,
Mhm.
which we'll spare you guys the details of. As soon as we post it, they'll change it. So we'll spare that. But with high deductible plans, which typically see on the silver and bronze, they offer a really cool feature, HSAs. And so if you're not leveraging an HSA, most financial advisors would tell you you're a little crazy.
That's right. And I would be one of them, as the HSA is quite a valuable tool if it's right for your family. So if you're a family that goes to the hospital a lot or have young kids that need a lot of care, it's likely that a high deductible plan is not for you because you first have to meet a certain minimum. Sometimes it's 4,000 on a family plan. I think it's just going up to 4,500, or 12,000, depending on 6 to 12,000, depending on which plan you're on.
Yeah.
But if you have cash on hand and you say, okay, I want to benefit from utilizing this very unique account, health savings account, then you might say, you know what, we might go to the doctor a lot, but I have this money set aside for deductibles, and I'm still going to max out my HSA.
Yep.
Reason to do that is the health savings account is the most tax advantage account that the government allows us to have. Similar to a 401k, you can put money in tax free, so you get a tax benefit up front. But you also don't pay FICA taxes, which is Social Security and Medicare taxes, if you do it through payroll. So it's state tax free, federal tax free, and FICA tax free, which is the only account that allows for that. So
On the
very unique in that
contributions.
sense. On the contributions. That's right.
I had a question. Are all the HSA plans, are they all the same? If you have an HSA plan? Because I know that there's like a lot of things that you can use your HSA account for, like to purchase things that you may not be thinking of, like I don't know, prescriptions or things like that. Now, if you do get an HSA plan, like are they all treated equally or are there different levels of HSA?
Yeah,
So
that's a
they're all
great one.
treated equally, right, Katie?
Yeah, they're all treated equally. Great plan. So you have to have the high deductible plan to be able to even be eligible. So, for example, we have a gold plan now that is no deductible, only copays, not going to be HSA eligible. But those limits that Nav we're talking about, where you have that higher deductible, you do have access to the HSA. So there's a triple tax advantage with HSAs. And once you have eligibility to them, Julie, you get all three of those tax advantages. Now, I've already discussed the first on the contributions, and that's the same limits no matter what. And that's per individual or per family. And so you save on the federal state tax and the FICA tax. So you don't even get that much tax savings on the contribution on your retirement contributions. Then you get the tax-free growth. You can invest your HSA. And that's a really key part. Some people will put it in the HSA and they'll pull right out. I think you get the best bang for your buck when you can let that grow and you're investing it. And then, your $100 contribution could grow to 500, 1,000. And then you multiply that by the amount of times of contributions, et cetera. You can have some serious growth savings there. And then unlike a traditional 401k where you got that tax benefit on the contribution, you also get it on the distribution for qualified expenses, just like you said. An HSA qualified expense is an HSA qualified expense. It doesn't vary. It's just like an IRS, I believe, kind of list, but it's pretty all inclusive. I know being a first time mom, even like breast pump parts, and I think even maybe bottles or things like that. I mean, there's some crazy stuff on there that you wouldn't even think, your hydrocortisone cream if you needed it or whatever.
Right.
So it's if you're going to be on a high deductible plan, it's almost a no-brainer. But any other comments, Steph? Did I miss anything?
Yeah, that was really good, comprehensive. And like you said, the reason to be on a high deductible health plan is to get a lower premium payment than if you were on a non-high deductible health plan.
Right.
But you can if you could do that, it really makes sense to also use the HSA because you don't, even if you don't go to the hospital a lot or you don't need it, you can invest it, let it grow. Then you can pay yourself back at any point in the future as long as you have receipts, which can come from your insurance company's website. They keep records of your claims. You can keep records offline or online. So there's just so many different ways to do it, and that's tax free. So
Yeah.
say you had 20,000 worth of health expenses over 10 years. You can go back and pay yourself back that 20,000 in year 10 and use that for anything tax free because you're just paying yourself back.
Right.
So that's unique. And like Katie said, there's a wide range of things that qualify for that benefit. So one thing I've seen clients do is they have a high deductible health plan. They've been using the HSA for, saving in for 5+ years. And they say, okay, instead of leaving the minimum in cash, I'm going to leave my deductible in cash. So if your deductible is 6,000 and the HSA is 30,000, you leave 6,000 in cash instead of the 1,000 or 2,000 that's required by HSA companies to stay in cash. And then you can just really invest the rest. Be a little bit more aggressive in that investment because you already have your deductible covered. And then you can invest a little bit more aggressive in stocks and higher risk investments that can get you a higher return with the caveat that there's more downside to it. But if you don't need to touch it, you can let it recover over time. So that's really a unique thing with the HSA. And we also have clients who add to it and then just use it right away. We try not to use that method because it kind of takes away the power of it, even though you're still getting that great tax benefit.
Takes away the second of those three benefits we talked about, right? You don't get that growth that you could get, which brings me to my final point too. You also have one more flexible option. I know the most conservative, I'm exaggerating here, but like doomsdayers would say, well, what if I don't have the health expenses and I can't use it? You can roll it over to an IRA, I believe, one time. So you can we hear that question all the time with 529s. What if my kid doesn't go to college? Right. Well, same thing. What if I build this huge bank of savings for health and stuff and I am perfectly healthy? We all hope you are. You can roll it over though and still access it. So you might lose the qualified distribution tax treatment, but you still got the first two. So no different than even fully further leveraging your 401k contribution limits or retirement plan contribution limits. Great idea too if you don't have access to a 401k, right? You can basically be banking that for health or retirement.
Exactly. Yeah, at 65, if you want to use it simply as an IRA, you can. It's your money. You can always access it. If you access it for health expenses before 59 and a half, then hey, it's tax free or any other time. But after retirement, you can also just access it as basically an IRA, and your income, any money you pull from it, is just taxed as income, like you would from a traditional 401k or traditional IRA. So very flexible account that has a really unique tool and that the government allows us to use. And one thing I have seen, if you do have a high deductible health plan, but your provider doesn't provide an HSA, then you can still open one outside of your employer or outside of the health plan because it still qualifies as a high deductible health plan.
Yeah.
You do lose that payroll tax because you're not doing it through payroll contributions, but you get the other two, which is federal and state, and then the tax-free growth if you're investing it.
Yep. So 2024 limits, 4,150 for an individual, 8,300 for a family, which even is just husband and wife, even if you don't have kids, and then 55 and up, an extra $1,000 available for you. So really good deal. And if you're really lucky, your employer could match and do that. So check out your employer benefits, talk to your HR reps, talk to your financial advisor, see if it's right for you. But first question foremost is a high deductible plan right for me? Then should I be doing an HSA, which is almost always yes, if you can cash flow do that, but good conversation, great tool. Best,
Well said, Kate.
Such good
most
information, you
financial
guys.
advisors would say best tax advantage tool available ever.
Yeah.
So good. Good
Yeah.
stuff, you guys.
All right. Well, good seeing you
Thanks
guys.
for the information.
Great seeing you. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.